There we go. Let's see if we can find it.
And, okay. See, here's the thing that kind of gets me. When I try to go and get to it, it won't let me.
Hello everyone, this is Yusufchowdhury. I'm the digital marketing consultant for online business owners and also San Antonio Marketing Group. And guess what? We're doing a live workshop on Facebook ads, and I have a guest speaker, Mr. Rod Greensby right here. Say hi, Periscopers. Okay. So we're gonna have you guys watch the workshop. If you have any question, I'll do my best to log into your phone and start answering questions. All right? Have fun.
Let me show you where it's under this.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent.
I think I forgot to email you an important email.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sorry. We have like a new events policy we're rolling out because basically we had no policy before. And so, how we make some changes. I can make the most beautiful, so I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And the biggest change is how we're going to do like sponsorship. We think we're probably going to cut back on pizza because right now we can only pay for like pizza for one guest. And then the other half get nothing, and it seems kind of unfair. And then if you have like a big deal meetup and you can't do anything, we've already spent all of our budget on pizza.
Okay.
And so we're going to move to snacks instead. And then we move snacks to everyone. And then when you have a big important event, or you have a speaker come in from wherever, or it's like a big deal, then you just like let us know in advance, and we can do something special. And we can do like not pizza. We can do like food.
Hey, I got a hookup for you. That's good.
So, okay. So I'm going to send you the email that I send everybody, and I also have been asking people for like a 3-sentence description of like why their meetup is awesome. So I'm going to put together a handout with all of them in there. They're going to give people when they join them, because people are like, what events are there? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, there's different ones. Are you doing that?
Are you going to announce? Do you need to get up here first and talk about anything or anything like that? Okay. I just wanted to give you the platform. You know.
Yeah. Yusuf usually does a very good job. I think it's better coming from a Beacon member than like a staff person who's trying to talk.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Pretty good, or is Wi-Fi working?
Yeah, it's right there. And did you connect to the Wi-Fi here?
It should be on. Yeah.
Okay, it's not very slow. Okay, there you go. Alright, cool. Because we do Periscope. Let's go. Live streaming.
Okay.
Alright. So, did you just put the front stuff? Alright, folks. Hello, everyone. Have a seat, please. Let's start right now. Sorry about the delay. Please have a seat. I just want to make a quick announcement. Alright, so how y'all doing today first? I want to make sure all are awake, not sleep, falling asleep, tired, excited? Excited. I don't see anybody shouting. Okay. So we're going to have, I want to make a quick announcement for our meetup. Tomorrow, can you just go to the main one so we can show them tomorrow what do we have? Click on the actual. Can you go back to the main page of the San Antonio Marketing Group? Because we just want to show you what other meetup we have in case you want to attend. Okay? And for those, anybody in this room use Periscope? Nobody? Just one? Okay, so we're live right now. You want to jump in and start helping us out with the Periscope. So Thursday, which is tomorrow, I'm doing a class on Facebook marketing for business at the UTC downtown from 6 to 8. So if you're interested, join us. Then Friday we have Holly and I think John or Joshua from Hostway. They will come and talk about how to optimize e-commerce website. That's Friday from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. at Venture Point out of my office. Then Saturday I'm doing a seminar on SEO from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. And that's going to be at the new location for Venture Point at the Dominion. Keep going. Then Monday we have an advanced WordPress. Anybody in this room WordPress fans, WordPress developers? So that's an advanced class on WordPress at the Anderson Marketing, 6 to 9. Go ahead and click on more meetups. Okay. Then we have on Tuesday, designing for usability. We're going to have somebody from Ascend going to come and talk to us about when you build the website, what you need to focus on, and that's the usability, not just the architect, but how the customer behaves and whatnot. WordPress Wednesday with Corey Ashton, and Thursday, image optimization. Then the last class will be how to use Video, which is a cloud-based video editing software for YouTube videos. All right, cool. Tons of classes at no cost for you guys, so we can help you. Does that make sense? All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have Rod, one of my awesome students as well, that amazingly turned his IT business into like online marketing stuff, and you're focusing on Facebook ad, right? How many in this room have a Facebook business page? All right. How many of you are business owners? Sweet. How many of you use Facebook ad? Excellent. Did you do good? Okay.
First
all right.
time this week.
First time this week? Yeah. Awesome. We're going to have Rod help you with that. Okay, so Rod, please go ahead and take the floor. It's all yours.
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks for coming on out, and thanks for Yusuf for giving me a chance to be able to speak with you all today. We are going to have just a brief intro about Facebook advertising. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I wanted to say, first of all, thanks to Geekdom for allowing us to host here, as well as WP Engine. If you are, Yusuf will probably tell you more about it. I know that WP Engine does have, they're hiring, so if you're into coding and things like that, you can look towards them. Here's some information at Geekdom, WP Engine, at Focus for Marketing. That's the name of my company. And Facebook ads, hashtag if you want to go ahead and do that on Twitter, so you can maybe kind of talk with other people around. Again, love WordPress. The WP Engine is hiring. A little about me. My name is Rod Greensage. I'm the founder of Focus for Marketing, which is an online marketing company, and I deal with online marketing via social media channels. I wasn't always a social media guy. I came from the city of San Antonio. I was an IT guy for the city of San Antonio for 13 years, and got tired of the politics and got tired of trying to move up the ladder, but it was always about who you know and not what you knew. So I decided to leave that, and I decided to open up my own business, my own IT business, and I knew nothing about social media, absolutely nothing. I just knew I needed to do it, so I started learning about social media, and what I discovered was I really liked it, and it was a big, big deal for me to take a step and go away from what I knew to try and do something completely brand new. Raise your hand if you've ever done that. Have you ever taken and gone from one market to a completely different area altogether? Then you know how scary that can probably be. It's a leap of faith and, a lot of things like that. But I like the challenges within online marketing. I like the strategies involved. I like dealing with people and like helping them. So that's what I decided to do. I sat down in my truck one day and I decided I'm going to do this. So that's what I did. So that's what I do. I liked it so much I decided to make a change. What we're going to go over today is we're going to talk about Facebook ads. What are they? The difference between boost, promote your post, and a regular ad. What is Facebook local awareness? If you're not aware of that, there is a Facebook local. I call it local. What makes a good ad? I'm going to show you some examples of what a good ad would look like. And I'd also talk to you about, we're going to actually do a little bit of fun here. I'm going to actually take you through and ask you some of your interests and see if we can show them within a Facebook where we're going to target them while trying to create an ad. And then I'll answer any questions or try to after the presentation. So, but before I know that Yusuf asked a question, but how many of you have ever used Facebook ads? Okay, and how many of you, was there any success involved, or did you have problems, or what was your experience with it?
I run specials sometimes, and then people, phone rings, or they start emailing me and stuff.
Were you doing Facebook local then?
I just started doing local about 2 weeks ago, and I love it.
You love it? Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your main reason for loving it?
Because it gets people right where I'm at.
Absolutely.
Right in the neighborhood,
And I'll talk about that today. I have a funny ear, so if I kind of like lose track, I'm sorry about that, and I'm kind of loud, so I hope you can hear me just fine. Who else is using Facebook ads? What's your experience been?
I just did my first one last week after reading Facebook for Dummies.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
That's all right.
So I just did my first one, and I got some response. I just,
you life. Yeah, it is. It can be very complex. Anybody else? Somebody over here on this other side raise their hand saying that they're using Facebook ads. Like to share?
Yeah, no, I just ran my first one this week.
Uh-huh.
I just tested and.
Just out of curiosity, yeah.
Yeah, I have truly no idea as to how well the campaign is
Yeah.
doing. I mean, I know what it's done. But,
I got into it, I'm sorry to cut you off there. I got into it because I started seeing, I was doing social media, but I started seeing that a lot of small businesses were going towards Facebook advertising. And my mother is a writer, she's just retired and she started to write. And she's wanting to try and get her name out there, and she's not finished with her book yet, but she's like, I want to do something with it. And I'm like, okay. And then, so it was like, I actually have an office here, and it was like at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was up here, and I was reading about that, and just talking about all the laser targeting that you can do. And I was so excited, I wanted to pick up the phone and call my mom, but I wasn't going to do it at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I ended up calling her later on and said, I might have a way that we might be able to promote your book, Mom. So it's very personal to me, not just about, trying to help you guys and ladies as business owners and in your business. So a few Facebook statistics, 30 million, and these are probably outdated by now, but 3 million businesses now have a Facebook fan page or page. 19 million businesses have optimized their page for mobile. 1.5 million businesses have spent money on Facebook ads. That's a lot of businesses, and it's growing. Almost 400, this is a key point, almost 400 million Facebook users only use Facebook on mobile. That's extremely important. Desktops are going away, laptops are going away, tablets, they're not even using that as much. It's about mobile. So it's important to know that 829 million people use Facebook on a daily basis. 829 million people. Let me tell you folks, your audience is in that 829 million out there. Facebook has an incredible, enormous algorithm that every time you like something, every time you share something, every time you're showing interest in something, they know that. Now that can be scary on one way, but also in another way, that's helpful to businesses. And we're going to showcase that. This is an increase from the last quarter of under 802 million. Additional things. Technically, you could reach every Facebook user out there. If you've got a lot of money, you can do that. Best targeting, this point is very interesting. Best targeting advertisement today, hands down. I say this example all the time. If you're trying to reach a 43-year-old who's single, he loves Star Trek, he lives in Chandler, Arizona, and he loves Diet Coke, we can target that person. Very simply. You can reach all your Facebook fans. Your post will organically reach only about 16% of Facebook fans on average, so this ensures maximum visibility. Advertise your website, your fan page, your app. I was talking to these gentlemen over here, they're developing an app. If you've got an app idea, you can actually promote that app using Facebook advertising, your content or your event. So whether it's traffic, leads, fans, or engagement you're after, Facebook has you covered. These ads can be incredibly cheap compared to other forms. Like if you're going on TV and radio, things like that, they can be kind of expensive. But can anybody tell me what the downside of TV and radio is when you're advertising that way? What's that? It's very broad. Somebody said, who said that? Very broad, absolutely. It's very broad. You're reaching everybody. And you're reaching everybody that may be interested, but you're also reaching a lot of people that have no interest at all. With Facebook ads, you can actually target your potential client and have those Facebook ads show up on their profiles. So that's what you're going at. So that is why, in comparison, for the dollars you're spending, you can have it so much more cheaper than, even on radio, television, on, email lists, things like that. All right, so what are Facebook ads? This is Facebook's actual definition. Facebook ads are paid messages from businesses that are written in their voice and help reach the people who matter most to them. Advertisers create campaigns that have specific goals, which we call objectives, and they can create ads within those campaigns to help them reach those objectives. It's just a fancy way of saying We can target the individual people that you're going after. Whenever I start working with a client, I sit down and I talk to them and I tell them, hey, look, I have an idea of what your ideal customer is, but I'm not in your market. I don't know your business like you do. You know your business. So what I need to know from you is we need to find out what is your most ideal customer. And sometimes that takes an exercise where they have to tell me, you know, we can get down to, you know, they're married, they're divorced, are they Christian, are they Muslim, how many children do they have, you know, whatever it is, we may need to target depending on what they're actually trying to do, whatever their objective is. So, this is, you know, we're going to talk about placement of ads. How many have ever, you know, there's some people, and you can be honest, how many of you hate the ads that appear on Facebook? Okay, that's honesty. I can understand that. And you know that there are now blockers out there that can stop them, right? But you know what? With over 800 million people that are on Facebook, I kind of like my odds. That's a lot of people, and it's growing. So yeah, there's going to be some people that are stopping ads, but there's still a lot of people out there that are using them.
There's somebody stopping ads?
There's blockers. Like within the Chrome extension, you can use a certain app to block those Facebook ads if you don't want to see them. So, but for the most part, again, what I was saying is I like my odds when it comes to that. There's a lot of people that just, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just see them. I'll just tolerate them. But the key to a great ad is trying to make it appear like you're not really selling to them. You know, there's a saying that people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold to. And honestly, when you're going to Facebook, it's not about buying stuff, is it? You're there to talk about your marriages, your weddings, your trips that you took, the baby that was just born, and unfortunately sometimes a tragedy in life. So it's all about social. And the trick is to try and taking them from looking at their social experiences to looking at something that is also of interest to them. But how do we get them to focus in on that? So there is a challenge involved. So you've seen an ad like this. This is just an example. So we're going to take a look at where the placement of those ads are. This is just a rundown. I'll skip through that one. This is like the news feed. Let me say, on your mobile devices, ads are awesome on mobile devices. Look how much real estate that ad takes up on that mobile phone right there. They're going to have to physically scroll through that to actually get past that. How many of you in here love, let's just say cars? I mean luxury cars. So if you saw a luxury car as you're passing by that might make you take a look at it?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And look at how much real estate you have there to market that. That's an incredible amount of real estate you have right there. And so they're not targeting somebody that's not interested in cars. They're going after the people that are. So obviously, as you're scrolling through on your phone and you're interested in cars, then you're going to be interested. How many like romance novels? Nobody in here likes romance? Wow, I picked the wrong category there. Nix that, okay? How many like scary movies? So you could probably target that. There's a lot of things you can do. But as you're scrolling up there with videos now, Facebook videos are now popular. So now people are, maybe, I can see it happening. I haven't seen it. I don't know if you've seen it, but trailers for new movies that are coming out. Absolutely. So that they want to get the word out quicker. Oh man, they don't have to go and just, use large chunks of money to try and get advertising out there. They can use it using Facebook video. So it's an amazing, amazing way. And look at the call to action there. On these two, there's shop now. So that's an interesting, there's so much more, and we'll go into that. But this is on the news feed on the mobile. And like I said, most people are on mobile now than anywhere when they're looking at Facebook. News feed on the desktop. Okay, so you have over here on the right-hand side, you have something sponsored. So you can see that. That's another way that they're showcasing it. I think that's a duplicate. And then I got this from Yusuf on his side. It's on the Facebook timeline on that right side. There's an insurance company and a competitor's ad up there as a sponsored ad. Now, what encompasses the actual ad? At the top, you see that it's your business name. Then you have a message. then you have an actual picture or video, and then what is the action that they're wanting you to take. And then also you have over here the call to action. Also, look at that, you also have likes, comments, and shares. Again, every time you like something, every time you share something, every time you're commenting on something, they gather all that information and they start making judgments with their algorithms to come up with great ways to try and target you in the future. That's another one on the newsfeed desktop. Now this is on like on a laptop or a regular computer. That's a pretty large chunk of space right there that you have right there. That call to action is a get offer. So you can see that there's many, many different types of call to actions. Also, this is on the right column. Now, this is larger, but it's very small. If you know what I'm talking about, if you're on a desktop, it's like over on this right-hand side, and it's very, very small. Usually, those can get engagement, but they're not nearly as effective as your mobile and even the desktop regular newsfeed. Here are some examples of how they come up. If you look at the left-hand side, ads shown to people who are connected to their business will be displayed this way. It'll just say the name of the company and sponsor. Now, if it's somebody that is not connected to the business, it will say a suggested post. They're suggesting based on what they think that your interest is or what your behavior might be. It's still a gamble, but it's still an algorithm that they're coming with. And the third one over here on the far right is with somebody that maybe is a friend of yours that liked that, so now they assume that maybe you might like that. So, you know, sometimes we have friends based on the same interest, so they might target you based on that. That same thing happens. How many of you have ever seen somebody out to the side that was a friend of somebody else and you see their name and so, oh, I know that person. So you click on them, you try to add. Same thing happens there. Any questions so far? Comments? Yes, sir.
Quick question on the news feed on your mobile. You buy the ad, will that show up when you first log in for the day? Let's say, will that show up at the top, or will it just be one of many as news feeds fill up your?
No, that's going to be random. You know, Facebook makes those algorithms. They are the ones that choose, and there's a bidding process that goes on in that. You know, when you set your ad, you can also set an amount of money. And there's two main categories, cost per click and cost per millennia. What that means is there's a total cost for 1,000 impressions. So that can be seen on 1,000 different ways. But no, it doesn't show up immediately, you know, and it's random. And the thing is, you know, you also want to pay attention to what is called frequency. If you're overdoing it, you can really, you know, turn people off. And within Facebook, there's something called relevancy, or Facebook relevance. And what relevance is all about is if people are clicking on your ads, your relevancy goes higher, and then your cost per click can actually go down. So you don't want it to overkill. So it's a great question, but no, it's not going to just automatically every time show up. You know, they do have, Facebook has a very sophisticated algorithm that they use on something like that. All right, here are some of the goals. Now, whenever you're starting Facebook, you have to have a goal when you're talking about your ads. So when you're starting out, you really have to think about what is it that you're wanting to accomplish when you're starting this ad. And some of these is boost your post. I'm going to talk about that. Promoting your page. You know, if you've ever seen your Facebook page, right away they have a promote your page right there. You know, you can do that. That's one way you can do it. Sending people to your website, that's obviously a good one. Increase conversions on your website. Let's say you're selling something and you want to take them to a shopping cart. That's one way that you can increase your conversion. You can get your install of your app. So you guys that are building apps and you want to get those, you know, so once you have the app built and you're promoting it, now you're saying install or, you know, connect to, something like that. Increase engagement in your app. So if you want more people to be engaging on that, you can do that. Raise attendance at your event. Anybody in the restaurant business? How many know that there's a lot of times restaurants have events? And I'm going to talk about that. I love mixed martial arts. So whenever there's a mixed martial arts event, I'll try and go. But did you know that you can raise attendance to your events using Facebook ads? Maybe you're having a grand opening. Maybe you're starting out. Or maybe you're having a sale and you want to promote that sale. You can do an event and you can promote it. I call it, like an event, you've all seen the invite when you have on Facebook pages, they say, okay, hey, come to my event, so they invite you, right? I call that the small net. Even if you know 1,000 people, if maybe 5,000 people. But you know what? With Facebook ads, if you put an ad out there, you can cast a much bigger net, and you can get more people that might be interested in coming to your event or to your sale or whatever it might be. So it's very, very popular. Getting people, anybody done a contest? You said you did a contest? Or?
Yes, I own an art studio for children.
Okay.
And I'll put stuff out there, like I'll ask what famous pictures is. And who first one that wins gets blah, blah, blah.
Right, right. So if you have a contest going on, or you want to promote a contest, and why do we do contests? Because we're trying to bring people in, right? We're trying to get them to like our stuff or to buy our stuff or whatever it might be. So you can do a contest like that. Get videos. There's another one in here that didn't talk about, was just getting them to Facebook local, and that's another one in there. And I meant to put that in there. What are the reasons for these objectives? When you click the website, it gets people to visit your website. Website conversions, which will promote your specific conversions for your website, whatever you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to promote. Page post engagements, promoting your post on your page post. Excuse me. Getting likes. Now let me say something about likes here. Likes are important, but I think that they can sometimes be really overrated. There's a lot of people out there that are like trying to be with the Smiths and Jones, or hey, I want 1,000 likes. I want 1,500 likes. I want to be important. Now, there is something to be said about social proof. When people actually like on something, or they share it because it's good, or it's something valuable, or something that they like, that's important. But just to get Facebook likes on the page, just for likes, it's not as all hyped up as it should be. What you should be most interested in, as a suggestion, is providing valuable content on your Facebook page that gets people to engage with you about some sort of interest that you have together. If you're providing valuable content, they're going to like the page, and they're wanting to come back every time. So when they like the page, anytime you post on the page, they'll see that. So they'll be most interested in that. So that is one thing that I always suggest. It's not so much about the likes, but what are you providing as far as content? Whenever we're being sold, in the back of our minds, we're always going, okay, what is in it for me? And that's exactly what I would say. What are you providing to them as valuable content? So apps installed, get people to install your mobile app or desktop app engagement, get people to use your desktop app. Offer claims, create offers for people to redeem in your store or to redeem online. And I'm going to show you one in a little while. Event responses, increase attendance at your event. Yes, what's that? I'm sorry?
No, it's okay.
Oh yeah, increase attendance at your event. If you need people to come to the art gallery, that's a great way that you can do it. If you're in real estate and you're having an open house, what a great way to broadcast that. And so these are all things. Video views, create ads that get more people to view your video. So that's something I'm excited about. I haven't really ventured into the video side of things yet, but I'm hoping to do that.
Did Facebook just start that recently? I just saw.
I'm sorry, it's a weird thing. Yeah.
Did Facebook just start something with videos?
How long has that been, Yusuf?
Which one?
About Facebook video? 6 months?
Yeah, more than 6 months. Yeah, more than 6 months.
More than 6 months? It's been a while, but you know, as things go, some people are kind of slow to it and things like that. The great thing is you can take maybe a video that you made somewhere else, like for YouTube. If you have a channel and you can embed that, you can already have that in there. And then you can start cross-referencing all your social media channels. Hey, also look at this, and you can promote it on your Facebook, but you're also pointing it back to your Twitter or to your YouTube or whatever social media platform, and ultimately your website. Okay, does that make sense? I hope I answered your question. Okay, now boost, promotes, and regular ads. First of all, I've got something I want to say about boost. Now, this is a personal opinion, this is my own humble opinion, but it's because I'm also in the business, so I have other tools that I use. Boost can be good, but it's very limited. It's very, very limited. And I'll show you that real quick. Let's see if I have a picture here real quick. Well, before we get into that, the way Facebook uses their internal algorithms, it has decreased the way that you can use organic. What I mean by that is, when you Facebook post on your page, it doesn't mean as much anymore because Facebook has really decided what they think is the most important. So the reach that people get with regular normal postings are not as highly effective as they used to be. So that is why you may need to use an ad to promote that, or boosting to get more people to actually see that actual post. So that's one thing that they're saying, that you need to use actual money to actually promote it a lot of times. For your posting to reach for your posting reach to go further, you may want to consider at the very least a boost or promoting your posts or regular Facebook ads. You don't need to pay for every post. That's overkill. Number one, you'll run out of money. But number two, you're going to overkill it, and people are they're no longer going to be interested because every time you're just posting because it's a promoted post. Realize that boosting does have its limitation. Let me show you this. This is something I took a screenshot. You can see on the far right here that the audience you can reach with a boost is people who like your page, or it could be people who like your page and their friends. That's a tricky situation there, because those people that like your page do so because they're interested. But now you're starting to target their friends, and now they may not like that. And so they may say something to your friends, I don't know, maybe they won't. But it's just, they may deem it as kind of rude, So the other thing is people you choose through targeting. Now, you can target people, but you're limited to, I think it's about 10 options. And let me tell you, 10 is nothing when you're talking about Facebook ads. You can really, really get into it. I'm going to show you guys later on about that. So Facebook post, it does have a niche. I really wouldn't use it. I use a regular post ad campaign using Ad Manager to go ahead and start that. So just wanted to show you that. This is like a page post. So you can go in there. Now, let me just go ahead and stop this real quick so I can actually show you how you can start that. So if I'm in Ad Manager, I can come over here. Let's just go to my home page real quick, and then you want to say, well, where is Ad Manager at? Ad Manager can show up here on the left-hand side. You see that? Now you can say, okay, now I want to create an ad. So let's go over here and create one, or start to. And so what you're doing is you're wanting to boost a post. So that's a page post engagement. So that's how you can start the process. Now I'm not going to go through that right now. I just wanted to show you how you can get to that. But that's one way that you can start that. Any questions? All right. First of all, don't post. Did I go over this already? No. Okay. First, don't boost or promote every post. You only want to promote your own content. I do not suggest going out there and taking somebody else's content and sharing that and then starting to promote that by using an ad. That doesn't make sense because you're promoting for somebody else. You want to promote for your brand, your product, your service. And so you want to do it only for your stuff. Pick content that is helpful for your audience. I always tell people, try to put yourself in their shoes. You're the expert in your market. You know what you're all about, but maybe they don't. So try to put yourself in their shoes and say, okay, what content would be important to me? What would be something that I know that I would want to know if I didn't know about your business? And if you have something that's valuable, and then you're making a post on it, and you make a paid post, you're going to reach that much more people who then may either like or share your information out, or they may actually like your page. And what does that do? That's just like a referral. People are telling people about your content. And so it may be the difference on getting a sale. It may take them back to your website and buy a product or service, or at least engage with you on a product or service, or a post, something on your post. Promote content that gets your fans on your email list. How many of you have actual email lists that you gather for people? Anybody else? Okay. You know what? Did you know that you can actually use Facebook to gather information from your email list, and you can export that in, and you can start to target those that are actually have their their email address within Facebook somewhere. You can target those people. It's a very powerful tool. So you can use a post to engage people to give your email address so that you can start to talk with them and hopefully make a relationship, business relationship. Ultimate goal should be to drive them to your website. That's what it's all about. Drive them to your website, to your app, whatever it is that you're trying to promote, your service or your product. When you boost a post, the ad results show up in your Facebook Ads Manager. From there, you can monitor the ad, you can run more detailed reports, and you can watch the performance. I'm not going to go into analytics tonight, with the reporting. I'm tempted to have another class where I can show you that. But Facebook does have a pretty good reporting platform that they use, because there's something that they say, if you're not measuring, you're not really marketing. You got to know what it's all about. And let me tell you, I love soccer. I don't know if any of you love soccer, but I am huge on soccer. And when the women were in the final, I was just loving the fact that the women were in the World Cup final. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to run I did a curiosity posting for myself. I ran an ad, I wanted to find out likes. So what I did is I created an ad where it was just a women's national team in a picture. Then I had a picture of a soccer ball, and I had a picture of the United States flag. And I targeted two demographics. I targeted young girls between the ages of 16 and 21 years old. The reason for that, I wanted to see if their engagement was going to be higher than the other one, which was 22 through 30 years old women, only female. So that was one criteria that I wanted to do. And the only interest other than their age was a soccer. That was it. And then I found out a number of things through I just paid for posting. And what I found out was, obviously my theory was right. I had more younger girls that were interested in soccer than the 22 through 30. Not that there may not have been overall interest, but I believe that as adults they get more busy, they have other things involved in their lives. And what I found was very interesting, on the young girls, 16 through 21, more young girls had iPhones than had Android phones. I found that to be surprising. Yes?
If you guys want to have pizza, please let me sell it.
Yes, absolutely. You feel free to grab some food. I thought because maybe the iPhone was more expensive, maybe they wouldn't go to it. Then I thought, oh, okay, mommy and daddy's paying for it, so I thought about it again. But I was just trying to gauge. What was interesting is everybody that liked, on the 16 through 21-year-old girls, everybody that liked it was 99% liked from a mobile device, only one tablet. And I think it was 137 likes, and I only read the ad for less than a day. So I got 137 likes from young girls, and I noticed that 99% were using from their mobile devices. So when you're creating your apps or your services, make sure you gear it towards mobile users, because that's where your people are at. No longer about desktops or laptops anymore. Okay. Any questions? Comments? Suggestions?
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Are video ads, in your opinion, better than any other kind of ad?
I believe it's coming up. I don't have the data to back that up, but obviously video is going to be more eye-catching than even a graphic. But if you're good at what you're doing, if you know how to craft an an ad, you can also craft that graphic in a certain way that really, really attracts. But I do believe that video is coming along. I believe that there's so many things that people can do in Facebook advertising with video. From explaining things that may be complicated to promoting a product or service, or to what I was talking about, video trailers to movies or a product or service. Facebook local. I'm going to just use local. I don't like to use the whole local awareness. But does anybody besides this lady over here have ever known what Facebook local is? Well, let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever gone into a restaurant, you're checking your Facebook, and then you see that, hey, your friend was at this location, and now they want you to share the experience as well. Has anybody seen that? You have, okay. You know what that is? They have these beacons inside the restaurant. It's like a Bluetooth beacon. So as you're in their restaurant, they pick up, if you have your location on, they can pick up that you're in there. So they say, okay, now we know he's in here, now we're going to search his friends. Which of his friends has actually said, hey, we like Buffalo Wild Wings, or hey, we like this restaurant? And so they're saying, now we want you to share your experience as well. Well, what I mean by local, it's kind of like that, but in a much broader scale. So what you have with Facebook Local is, as, let's say, for instance, your business, and it's mainly for storefront owners. Now, you can do it without a location or a brick-and-mortar location, but it's mainly for those that have a walk-in business. So what happens is, let's say your zip code is 78220. Now what you can say is, I want to target people that are within a 1 mile radius, and I believe it goes up to 25 miles. And so, does that mean just people that live in that area? No, that means all those that actually travel in and out of that area. So as they come into that, just like the Bluetooth was within the restaurant, now as they come into that area, now they can be targeted for that Facebook local business.
So,
Yes.
question. So if I had my company that I'm just trying to work with right now is called SA Insider.
Okay.
And so I could basically say, okay, anybody that comes into downtown area zip code would be basically promoting my site within the people that come into downtown area through Facebook.
You can advertise using Facebook Local to those that are actually coming into that zip code. And you can control the radius from 1 mile all the way up to, I believe it's 25 miles. Do you remember?
I've only done like 1 mile, but I saw that it does go bigger.
I think you can go, it's at least 5, maybe 10 miles, but I believe it goes all the way up to 25 miles. But I would think that you would want those people around your, how many have ever gotten in the mail those mailers from people that are around the area? Think of this, but in a much more broad way and more current way. And so as those people come into that location, now you're saying, okay, if they line up with the interest that I'm after, now they may see that ad on their Facebook mobile feed. Yes, sir.
Can you target that to less than a zip code, like an area tighter than that?
Less than a mile, you mean?
Well, I mean, like, so I guess the way I'm understanding it is I have a zip code and then I have starting from a mile outside that zip code. So that zip code could be 2
No,
miles.
it's only a circle.
Yeah, it's a circled area. So when you're plugging that zip code in, what you're doing is you're saying, I want to hit this surrounding area. Because I want to be able to target not only those that are driving in, but maybe walking, that are in this area that I can promote. And maybe you're a new business or you're having, does that answer your question? Or?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, can you get tighter than that? Like, so in real estate, that's the business that I'm in. I have an individual house that may not necessarily need to be expanded through that whole zip code. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
more of a neighborhood or an area.
Well, you can do that. What I would suggest in that situation is you use a regular ad.
Okay.
Because what you do in an ad is you can target specific zip codes in those areas. I was telling these gentlemen over here, I'm not going to give the name of the company because I try to protect the name of the companies that I work for. But there's a tree service that I work for, and I'm not a tree guy. I don't know much. I mean, I know how to cut my yard and all those things, but I don't know how to trim, and do all that stuff. So I asked them. I said, hey, look, I need to know where you're wanting to target. And they told me we want to go into the Fair Oaks Ranch area. We want to go to Elotes. We want to go to Canyon Lake. We want to go to Spring Branch. We want to go to the northern region. And I asked them a simple question, why? They said they know their trees and they have money to spend on them. They knew their target market. So when it comes to your real estate business, and you're doing an open house or you're doing a search for a certain zip code, you can target the ad and put all the zip codes that you want in there. It's amazing how focused you can get. So you can do that. I wouldn't necessarily do it with local, though. Yes, sir.
But dovetailing off that, so let's say you pick the zip code. The zip code is, let's say it's a square, and it's 2 miles by 2 miles.
Right.
But you only want 1 mile in that, within that. And how do you post what the nucleus of that circle is?
Yeah, like for example, in his example, if he has a house at 123 Arbor Drive, he's going to want to target those people within 1.5 miles of a circle surrounding that specific address. And you type in that address and say, I want a radius of X miles or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my question.
Can't. I don't think you can target a specific address, you know, but.
You can move the circle around
Yes,
anywhere.
right.
No, you can move it, like, if my business is here, it could be on the outer rim of that circle, and I can go all the way over there.
Right.
And then I can move it down, and that's what I've been doing, actually. I run 2 ads, and I did it one way over here, and I did one way over there.
And what was your radius miles? Was that 1 mile?
It was 1 mile.
So you were able to move it around. I did not know that. So I've learned something tonight. So I guess you
It's
can
really
do that.
awesome.
So that's good to know.
I'm running one right now, paying $20, and I've already seen like 5,000 impressions, and I've only been doing it for 3 days.
Have you had anybody actually contact you?
Just likes.
Just like, okay.
Yeah.
And was
I'm
that
doing
the goal?
awareness. I'm doing an awareness, and then
So-
I'm gonna go to the next one, because I want them to see it more than once.
Right, okay. So your goal was to get likes?
No, my goal was just awareness.
Okay, so
But I
just
have
awareness.
happened to get likes.
Okay, all right.
Probably 8 or so.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking her that is because you have to have your goal in mind. She's wanting awareness. She just wanted local awareness, so that's where she went to both Facebook Local.
Yeah, it's a 3-part program thing that I'm doing.
Right, she has a strategy in mind. So, you know, but thank you for that. I didn't know that because I haven't really focused in on it. I know about
It's
it.
really awesome. When I found it accidentally.
Uh-huh.
I was just poking around and I go, hey, what's this thing? Wow, this is radius. Wow, I wonder what it does. And I just started reading about it and I go, that's so cool. I just immediately did it. You know?
Now, let me take you through some other things that you can do with local. First, ideally, is for business with an actual physical address. You can do it without an actual address, but it's mainly ideally for a physical address. It's a way to showcase your business in a particular zip code and a specific radius from the zip code. Those living or traveling into your area can be targeted when they're near the business, whether that means they're walking distance or a few miles. You set the radius, like she was saying. You set that radius. You can spend less money by reaching more people in your area per dollar than you can with advertising, including TV, radio, newspaper, or direct mail. I'm telling you, we get so much junk mail from direct people, and they're always sending these, pizza coupons from down the street. Well, why not use Facebook ads? It's much more effective, and people are always on there.
And you're not killing trees.
Exactly. You're not killing trees, and it shows up on your mobile device. You're traveling in there, and then whoa, hey, all of a sudden now they're targeting those that are interested in those items. So, but that's one thing. Now, the ability to give direction to your location without leaving the app, without leaving Facebook. So, oh, hey, where is that? They click and they see the direction. They're not leaving Facebook, so they can continue to scroll. They can continue to do their social activities. But now, okay, where's this at? Okay, it's down the street. Let's go. So now you can target them with direction. Also, they can call directly. When I do my landing pages for somebody, what is the landing page? That means once they click on the ad, it has to take them somewhere. So I can create a landing page. A lot of times I ask them, do you want me to make it where they call your phone number? Now I do that, but this is right in the app, in Facebook itself. They're never leaving Facebook, which is, Facebook loves that. They want you to stay there. But it's a very easy way. Oh, okay, I'm going to click, let me give them a call, because I want to know what this is all about. So you click it, and you call them right then and there. Great way to correspond and work with your, you're trying to do, maybe, a call about a real estate listing. You can have them call right there directly if you're doing that. Promoting an event, it's a great way to do that. It's a great way to show people that you're having a sale or a grand opening or just any type of business. Small business, Black Friday. There's all these different types of days that they have where you can market, and this gives small businesses such an advantage because the big name players, they have so much money, right? They can toss it left and right. This gives you a level playing field, especially in the local market if you have a local business with storefront. Any questions? All right, components of a good ad. I don't know how much time. What time is it? Okay. I want to take you through this. This is the cool part about it. And, I will say this before I show you. Facebook ads, the trial and error. You can, I've been man, this is a great ad. I made this ad, I thought it was great, and it bombed. What happened? You know, and other times it's like, you know what, this is a great, you know, this is not going to be such a great ad, and that's the one that actually took off. So it's like, wow, you know, so sometimes you have to be open. You have to keep an open mind, and you have to really let the numbers show you. And I'm not going to get into a lot of the numbers. I'll have another Facebook class at a later time where we'll get into analytics. But let's show you some of the components of what a good ad may look like. Okay, first of all, real estate. Okay, so now what we have here is we have a picture of a home with some money on it, and then you got a key right there, right? The first thing I want to pay attention to is at the top where it says, do you want to sell your home? That's a yes or no question. It's cut or dry. You either want to sell your home or you don't. So those that don't want to sell their home, they're going to dismiss it right away. That's fine. Because what you're really looking for is the people that want to sell their home. So it's a very cut and dry question. Very easy. You don't want to make it complicated. Just ask them a simple question. Do you want to sell your home? No. I'm going to go on. Yes, I am interested. Now what? Okay, so the next step is, next you should outline the reasons why they should continue to view this ad. Why? Because they're there to be social. They're not there to look at your ad. They're there to take a look at Aunt Sally's wedding. They're there to take a look at, you know, the birth of their new nephew. They're not there to look at your ad. But now you want to give them a reason to take away their focus from the social now to your ad. So this is what they're saying. If you want to sell your home, then you should click here. Why? You'll get your home value, the one it actually sells for in today's market, so you can know exactly how much money you'll put in your pocket. You guys were talking about that. These guys are in real estate, but they're doing some other things. They're building some apps, and one of the things that they're looking to do is to show people the value of their home. And they're doing a lot of great things. So what you're doing is you're giving them a reason to go and click on it. And the call to action is what? Learn more. So you're now clicking on it, and of course that's going to take you away from social media, from that social media platform, but it's because you were interested, you were drawn into, because they had something of value. So, you know, that's the thing. Why should they take their time away from Facebook to view your ad? Think about it when you're starting to create your ads. Landing page, now this is important. Your landing page has to be solid. That means that your landing page has to be something that takes them and doesn't bore them. That also is not complicated. How many times have you said, I want to get a, you know, you're opting in for something, so you go to their opt-in, and now they not only want your name, but they want your age, they want to know your address, they want to know, no, I don't want to do that, so you leave, right? Don't make it complicated for them. Make it easy. Make it an easy exchange for them to be able to get with you. Let me say this about Facebook ads. If you sell Oakley sunglasses or you sell purses, then you have a great way to make direct sales. And I would say this, if you have a customized product that you can't find at Walmart, that's something that is different, that is out there that they would be like, oh wow, that's interesting. You have an easy time to make direct sales on Facebook ads. But most of the time with Facebook ads, what you're doing is you're taking them through a funnel cycle, whether that's to get into your email, or whether you're trying to get them to go to your website so they can learn more about your processes or your products or your services. It's not as easy as just getting a direct sale all the time. But there's so many other ways you can use Facebook advertising to expand your reach to other people. But you want to make sure that that landing page is solid, something that they're going to be interested in going to and easy to work with. Have you ever gone to buying something, and then when their checkout, it was like either too complicated to work with, or now they're throwing in the extra shipping charges that they didn't announce at that point, and so you leave and they've lost the conversion. Make your conversions easy. Give them the information up front so that they don't leave. If you tell them you're having, 3 simple payments of this, or shipping charges are of this, get that out there in the open right away so that they know that they're not wasting their time and they're, oh, you know what, $5 in shipping, $10 in shipping, no problem, I'm going to go ahead and go. So landing pages has to be solid. It has to be easy to navigate. It has to be easy to view. Worst thing is to make a page that is complicated and causes the viewer to go away. Why are they going to click on the ad whenever you're taking it? Why click on the ad? Then when they go to that landing page, it just makes it complicated. You just now lost the sale. So those are all things that you got to strategize about ahead of time.
What's your a landing page? So when you click on, say, an ad like that, you're going to a website, and that's your landing page. It's got maybe a pop-up to your email or just a general promotion of what you're doing. Is that
Good
what
question.
you mean?
I'm going to do Yusuf here. That's a nice one question.
That's pretty good.
A landing page can be just taking them to your website. It can be taking them to an opt-in. It's wherever you're taking them to. Once they click on that ad, where are they now going to? That landing page should be easy and functional for them to be able to go to.
So that ad, as we go around surfing Facebook, we've seen that. But so that's built into the ad. You program it to go to it outside Facebook place.
Right. Most of the time. Sometimes, like in Facebook Local, the landing page is just more information, like directions on how to get somewhere, but you're staying there. But yeah, most of the time, and see, that's why it's important. You've got to make it worthwhile for them to take away from their time at looking at Aunt Sally's wedding. So that's important to make sure that you make it engaging. Okay, let's take a look at another one. True Car here. Now, their question is actually in the actual picture. Need a new car? Question mark. You either do or you don't. Right? Now, there's something to be said about putting letters in an actual picture. Facebook will ding you if you have more than what is called 20% of ad space that has letters. Why do they do that? Because they want the social experience to also be seen within the ads. How many of you have ever seen an ad that actually looks like a regular posting? You really have to look to see that, oh, that's an ad. That's beautiful when you can create something like that. When you can make it look like an experience that's normal, that could be a great ad. So what they're doing is they don't want all this, buy now, get down, I'm going to do Yusuf over here. Buy now, do this. They don't want 100% of the picture to be drowned out with letters. So they're doing only 20%. They only allow you. But the question remains, need a new car? Yes or no? So then, where is their reason for clicking away? It's above. It says, True Car has pricing data on every major make and model. Be an expert in less than a minute. So if you're interested in that, okay, okay, I'm going to click on it. What is the call to action? That actually is an app. So they're doing an install now. So that's what their call to action is. And they have social proof over there. They have 303,000 people that have already used it, and they've got 4 out of 5 stars. So the social proof seems to be there. That's a suggested app. That means that you don't have any actual direct contact with that business. That's just something that's suggested based on your interest.
Is that a feature that's an option to add how many stars you have and how many followers?
I think that those are actually as people rate the app itself. So as they're going through and they're rating the app, they get that it's kind of like when you go to Amazon and people rate stuff. That's what they're doing. So does that make sense?
Well, so that will pop up on your ad even if you don't want it to. Like, let's say you just started.
Oh, and you don't want it to show up there?
Right.
I don't know the answer to that question. That's a good question. That's something I could research, but I've never worked with a business that actually wanted me to help them with apps. So I can't say, no, I'm not, I am an expert, but there are some things I haven't done before. But that's a good question. Something you can research on your own, or maybe try and find someone. But do you know anything about that?
Just send them.
All right, the other one here. Another question at the top. This is from Next Tier. Looking for the best wireless headphones? Question mark. Now, being that I have a funny ear, I wish I could do the plug-in ears that you guys can do. I can't do that. I have to wear these things. So I wish I could put that little device in my ear. I wish I could do that, but I can't. But the question remains, looking for the best wireless headphones. How many love wireless headphones? I've got some that I have on, man. I just love being able to run around the room and do whatever I need to do. So now, hey, I'm interested in headphones. Okay, yeah, you got my interest. So what do we do now? Look no further. They tell you, you know what? Don't look anywhere else. We've got the best ones for you. So what is their what is their call to action? Buy now and pay monthly. Now, I don't know what that's all about, but that might be enough to make me interested. I think that they need to make it more clear here, but it is a cool looking ad. I mean, a cool looking ad, I should say. And they have 609 likes here and some comments, so instead of clicking on it, maybe you can review the comments and see what that's all about. All right?
Australia too.
Here's another one, and I actually, whenever I'm on my phone, man, I'm always taking snapshots, and I'm a student of ads, man. I'm always looking. I know Yusuf's the same way. This is Media Cube. Where's the question at? Nothing good on TV? Question mark. Free TV, free movies, and they put free in capital letters for you to see that, right? So I got rid of my cable. I only use my antenna, and I use Netflix. That's what I use. So this might be very interesting to me. Hey, I want free TV, free movies. You better believe it. It's the best cable TV alternative on the market. That's their reason to get you to go to it. So the Shop Now, and what the Shop Now did is it took me here. So I took a screenshot of this. So what that was is now they're saying another pop-up popped up there and said, get $20 off of your Media Cube by sharing our site on Facebook. Share it, 20 bucks off. You better believe I might share it, if I'm definitely interested. I don't know how much this costs. I didn't go that far into it. But this is the next big, and another thing here. Look at the chat feature they have in it. Now you're engaging them even further. Wow, that's interesting. Now, I'm going to show you the next screenshot because the steps were in that. So the step one was click, quote, like, and add a comment to share on Facebook. That'll give you the $20 off. Submit your email to receive the coupon confirmation. Email takes a few days to receive. Now, this is the next one. So it's step 3. Verify your email ownership and confirm your coupon code sent to your email address. Note that the generated coupon number will be valid only after you confirm your email. So what they're doing is, what are they doing? They're opting you in. They're getting you to engage. Now they're going to try and sell you much later on, too.
So they went to a website, that's a website.
Right. But they're also giving you something of value. I'm interested in free TV, free movies, but they're also going to give me $20 off? Sure, I'll share it out with my friends. That provides them social proof. So they say shop now. So, and again, I love that chat feature there. So you have some ideas on what makes a good ad. Make sure that you have a good question. It's either yes or no. And then give them a real valid reason to go to that app or go and shop there or go to that. You're clicking on that ad to take them away from their social media. And then whenever you take them away from that, make sure that you have a solid website or landing page or conversion page, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your goal, make sure it's solid and ready to go. Now this is the fun part. Well, I think it is. I love Facebook ads, so it's fun to me. It may not be so much for you, but laser targeting capability. I said this in the beginning. There is no other platform that can laser target your customer like Facebook ads can. And I'm going to show you. Okay? This is just a view of it. I don't want to go into that. What I want to do is I want to actually bring it up. So what I want to do is I want to show you. So let's go ahead and say that we're going to, let me go back to home and let me start over again. I want to say, take you through it. So you're here. Now you want to come over to Ads Manager. Then what you want to do, let's just say that our goal here is to get them to come to our website. So you click them to come to the website. Let me put this in. So now you want them to come to your website. So now you click on Continue. And here is where the fun can begin. Your laser targeting function. First of all, it opts in at where you're living at now. Obviously, we're in the United States. But I can target anyone in the world, or any country in the world for that matter. We can also, let's say, put in Canada.
Click on Canada.
Yeah, well, I can do that, but I was also going to just, I don't know why my
where it says added country, aren't you supposed to type in there?
Well, that's what I was trying to do, and I'm not sure why it's not letting me.
Hit the X or T.
I normally have, there we go, I can just do it that way too, but Canada, but see, normally it allows me to do that. I'm not exactly sure why it's not doing that right now. See, this drop down should have been there, so let's put the United States back in. I don't know why that came up. That's not right. Get my my mouse up real quick. I'm not good with the. Okay. Let's click out of that. Let's start. Sorry about this, folks. United States. Let's say that we're going to click on Canada. Click on that. And so we have two countries that we're targeting right now. Let's say, and I've used this example before, let's say we're a wedding company, and we want to try and target people that are getting married. Now, are you going to go after single people? Maybe, but most likely the people that you're going to go after are what? Those that are engaged, that have a status that says they're engaged, right? So now we're going to do that. And let's say we want to target people within the age of, let's say, 25 and, say, 55. Look over to the right here, folks, because we're targeting people in U.S. and Canada between the ages of 25 and 55. The potential reach right now is 123 million people, and we haven't put any other engagements involved. Let's go ahead and look at the more demographics. So we're going to come to relationships. Again, we were talking about the status. The status was going to be engaged. So we're looking at people that are engaged. And now look with the status, the potential reach went down to 3,600,000. But that's okay, because you're specifically targeting a group of people that you're wanting only to target. So we went from over several hundred million to now 3 million. And let's say that we also want to reach those that have a net income or net worth of $750,000 to $1 million. Now the reach is at 130,000. And that's just the beginning. I mean, I could go on and on. So.
Could you target the mother of the bride?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure she could probably be in there. Well, you could actually say single divorce. So, now let's say that they have an interest in, somebody give me an interest.
Pizza, family and relationships.
Family relationships, okay? Let's put that in here. Family and relationships. That's now in there. Somebody else give me an interest. Anything.
Beer.
What's that?
Beer.
Beer?
Beer.
Beer. Okay, sorry, bad ear. Beer. Okay, yeah, we can put in beer. There you go. You want Corona? You want Brahma? You want drought beer? Or you just want beer in general? What else? Language. Well, there is a space for language. We could say, where is that category? There's language. Yeah, languages. We could say French. Just say all. And over here, now we've got fewer than 1,000. Of course, the more we bring it down, the lower your number is going to be. But you see how I can, let me show you. I have a team that I love to follow out of England, Liverpool, England. They're Everton. I didn't think they were going to have a category for it. I was wrong. Let's take a look. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I was interested in that, so then I put in Everton Football Club. There it is, right there. That's how specific I got. Of course, we're probably not targeting anybody here. But what you're seeing here is Of course, yeah, we're not, but I'm just trying to show you the engagement. Somebody else, throw out another interest that you have that you don't think may be in there. Entrepreneurship? Oh, you better believe it's in there. There it is,
Oh,
right
it's
there.
not in
Look at that. You see how powerful that is, folks? Give me something else. I dare you. I challenge you. Give me something that you don't think would be in there.
Screwdrivers.
What's that?
Screwdrivers.
Street drivers?
Screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers. Okay.
The
Good.
That's not it. The tool. Oh.
And it was kind of clarifying. Do you want that to be the drink? Or do you want that to be the tool? So, you see how powerful this is, folks? You can get this granular. I have tools that I use. I'm sure Yusuf does too. I have tools that lets me extract even more data from those interests. But even if you don't have those tools, you have this at your disposal. This is very, very powerful.
Can you scroll down? I want to see how many people are
Yeah, I see that too.
We got fewer than 1,000. But it's a weird interest that we've got going on here, folks. We got alcoholics that are looking at my Everton page that happen to have some sort of craziness with screwdrivers and that speak only French, that are trying to get married, so they need to go through therapy, actually.
So this, instead of being marriage, it should be counseling service.
Absolutely. Counseling. So, anything else? I'm daring you. Yes, sir.
So I just had a question. So what is a good parameter? So obviously you can define this down, like you're saying, really granular. So at the point when you have 10 people that are interested in this, or whatever the number can be, when is that, like what is the lowest number you want to have in it?
Well, obviously, you may want to reach more than 10 people.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
At some point you can narrow it down to
that really comes down to what your goals are. It depends on what your service and what your, but I would say at least 1,000, if not more. But I probably think maybe 5,000, 10,000. But it really depends on what you're trying to split. Because you may have a high dollar product that you're trying to sell. Now, you're not going to get somebody to buy something that's usually $3,000 to $5,000 right from a click. Normally. You're going to have to take them through a funnel service. You're going to have to do something about that. But what you're trying to do is, before you start the ad campaign, you have to know, number one, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Number two, you've got to find out what your most ideal customer is. And I suggest that you put that down on your paper or strategizing it ahead of time so that you'll have that information. But you just saw what I was able to do. Somebody else give me some. I'm curious. What else do you want to see? Gardening. Oh, that's easy. No problem. We can get that easy. Gardening. Look at that.
What about street performers?
There you go. No problem. Brought it up immediately.
What about individual names of people?
Okay. Well, my name really is Rodney, so we'll go after Rodney. It's a very weird name, right? Well, it doesn't give you the actual name Rodney, but it can go after certain Rodneys that are actually famous. So we can do that. Anybody else? You see the potential that you have here, folks?
But it also gives you how many, once you, on the site.
Yeah, but it's thinking of a popular person.
Yeah.
Live in Germany.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
So when you're doing this and you're paying for the ads, are you paying for this particular search, or can you do multiple searches and that cost per thousand?
That's a good question. You can do, what you can do is you can create an ad, and then you can also click on, say, I want to click on and create a similar ad. You can either take the same ones and you're using different pictures or videos, because when it comes to pictures, people can get what they call picture fatigue. So after a while, they see the same picture. After a while, they just get kind of immune to it. So you want to use a number of pictures. So maybe you want to create the same ad with the same audience, and so you use different pictures to see which one is performing better. Or you can actually say, okay, I'm going to create an ad and I want to use that audience, but now I want to tweak that audience. You want to make changes to that audience. Now you can make that a new audience. You can save that audience.
So the cost is not based on the number of types of filters you put on it. It's just the cost per thousand.
No, the cost is either by there's something, it can get really convoluted real quick, but basically what you're doing is a bid process involved. You tell them how much you're willing to pay, and it's either based on cost per clicks or cost per millennia, but it's all based on the entire interest that you've already set up. Does that make sense? Yes, sir.
I got a question. You mentioned that you could do different photos for the same ad. Is that correct? You can do this. You can do different photos for the same ad.
Yes.
Okay. Does it give you the data based on the photo, so you can actually see which one?
You can actually see. Here's what I do. I'm going to give some of my secrets away. But when I do, when I tell people my pricing, I have 3 tiers of my pricing, and don't ask me, I'll tell you that privately. But when I do my tiered pricing, the lowest one I have gives you 4 ads. And what I do with them is I pit 2 ads against each other, and I see which one performs best. Then I take one ad away, and I take it to another ad. So I'm keeping that ad over here okay. Now I'm going after 2 ads, and I'm seeing, okay, which one on YouTube is going to do better. And then the best one that wins there stays there. Then I take another ad, and with the last of the 3 out of the 4, I pit those 2 against each other, and the best one stays. And the other one is now a roaming ad to do whatever I want it to do. So it's a very, it's something you have to stay on top of. I've got 2 questions. I'll get to them in a second. But it's something you really have to work with. It's not something that you can just say, okay, now you could just say, okay, run with it, and don't do anything. But to be honest, you have to be managing it. You have to. And the great thing about your question is you can see that in real time. You can see the impressions, the reaches. You can see how many people that it's actually getting to. Now, whether they're clicking on it is another thing. That's the game that you play, so to speak. Is you can get them to the impression they can see it, but are they clicking on it? Yes, sir, you had a question.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's many different things that we can do with this, as you know. But is there a rule of thumb for the response rates you'd be looking for, the minimum response rates for the different, so if you're trying to drive people to your website, minimum number of response rates there, if you're trying to get somebody to buy something, minimum response rates that would be deemed as effective.
I think that all depends on what you deem is successful. Because when I go in and I talk to somebody, I say, okay, what is your definition of success for me? Okay, I had the tree company, their only interest is to get phone calls. That's all they want. That's all they want. So if they get 1 phone call, it may justify the campaign if they can get a sell out. Okay? Or maybe they need 3 or 4 sales. So that's an individual decision that you, your company, your stakeholders may have to be involved with as far as what you're actually deeming to be a success. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. For example, in old school, like direct mail used to be 3% response rate,
right,
and then it's slowly gone down to lower. So
right.
I was just wondering, for each of the different ways you can use this, if there was sort of rule of thumb, minimum response rates you might want to be looking for.
Again, I think that comes back to you, but what you can see is you can see what is called reach and impression. What that means is people actually seeing or being reached by your ad. Now, you can say that, oh, that could be successful to you if that's what you think. Hey, I'm going with the numbers. I've got 1,000 people. I've got 3,000 people that have seen the ad. Now, what are they doing now? Are they actually clicking on it? Are they installing the app? Are they doing this? That really comes down to what your logistics of your company deems a success. Yes, sir.
When you do 2 ads and you pin them against each other, what's the usual time? Do you give it a week or month?
That's a good question. Sometimes I'll let it go a few days. Sometimes I'll go a week. Could be longer. Depends. Yes, sir.
Do you boost it with the same amount of money on both ads?
Yeah, generally I do. Generally I try to keep them, pretty consistent that way. Not always, but yeah, sometimes I do. Now, any of you in here have good large email lists? Okay, I think I mentioned this. You can actually extract that information out, create a list. I want to try and make something sound simplistic. In my mind it sounds simple, but can I explain it to you? Let's say you have 500 people that are on your email list. You extract them into Facebook. Now, of those 500, you have maybe 100 that actually register with an email address, okay? So now they've somehow connected their email address to Facebook. So if they're there, now you have a list. So you can create a list which is called, let's say, list A. So that's 100 people that are now connected as your email list. And of those, now you want to then target those behaviors or interests. You can do that. But you can also do something which is called create like-minded audiences. What does that mean? When you have an interest in football, your friend most likely may have an interest in football, or somebody else. And let's say you like football, but you also like skateboarding, and you like surfing, and you like fishing. So what the Facebook in their large algorithm of people that they can target, they will say, okay, these people like this, we're going to target people that are just like that. So you have a powerful, powerful research. And what you can do is you can take that create like-minded interest, and you can then create a third list, and you can call that, say, list C, and you can target those only. So they're not just those that are in your list, but also those create like-minded individuals. Yes, ma'am?
Where do you take the emails to in Facebook to do that?
You extract them into Facebook, into a spreadsheet.
Oh.
So then they see that, and they gather all that information. So if
In a
there's
spreadsheet in Facebook?
yeah, you can extract it into Facebook using the CDS. I think that's what it is.
Come separate about CSV.
Yeah, CDS.
CSV file. Basically, when you run the ad, it will give you the option to upload the Excel file or the CSV file. If that's
Right, the spreadsheet.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's
Excel.
something I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
That is so cool.
Yes, it is. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. See, the one thing that Facebook will not allow you to do, anybody know what the term scrape means? Scraping. To scrape. What that, yes, sir. Can you?
You basically scrape for data.
You're scraping for data. See, Facebook, each one of you, when you have a Facebook account, you have a number that's attached to your Facebook. Just like if you have a phone number, when you have a Facebook account, there's a certain number. Now, it's illegal for people to scrape for those numbers. There are people that do it. I don't do it. But what they do allow you to do is they do allow you to scrape for email addresses. See, not everybody puts their email address in there, but those that do, you can target them. What I do is I also have other tools that allow me to target individuals, groups, and other things, and gather all of that data. If they've got an email address, I can get it, and I can target those people. So if you're, I'm sorry?
So it's where you create an ad. There's some place.
You're taking that information and you're going to create an, I'm sorry?
Can you show us where that is?
Well, I can, but that's probably another class.
Okay.
We're going to go over that, but basically what you're doing, let's say for instance you have a interest in, you're trying to target photographers, right? So where would you go? And if you use Facebook groups are awesome. They're the new forums. They're where you go to find information, you can sell to people, you can learn stuff. But if you have a group that is a Facebook photography group, now we can target those people using their email. So I can scrape their email addresses from that group, and now I can target them. That's powerful. I think it's, I can talk with you afterwards if that doesn't make sense. But if you're involved with a Facebook group and you're trying to go after a photography type of group because you have a product, let's say tripods, and you're wanting to show them that you have a better tripod than somebody else. Now we're going to go after the group. So everybody that's joined that group, now we can extract the data. Well, I have tools that does that. Not everybody has that. But I can extract or scrape for their email addresses. Now we can target those that have the interest in photography.
So you're getting their email address?